Well, hello there, everybody. It is Friday. How are you doing? As I get all the things. Yeah, I got it. And we are go mission control. So, welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. And I hope it's a fine day wherever you are. Hope your reality is prosperous, abounding, with favor. Uh, Send those words to the future. You know, one thing you think about it, the fact that we're on this broadcast live, and it's across the web. Well, and it's also being beamed out into space. So think about it. I mean, it's out there, right? I don't know if the ethereal or the spirit realm is somehow I guess immune to those type of laws. But in any case, it's sending words out there. So here we are all the way out in the universe. Hello, me. How you doing? Doing quite well, thank you. So again, let me just speak favor over all of us. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Let it be our ever-present reality. And hey, be prosperous. Prosperous is a state of consciousness. Yeah, you could say love. Would love flourish, in, yeah, I think it'd flourish no matter what. But I think it would do exceptionally well when nothing missing, nothing broken is present. Yeah. All right, everybody. So, happy anniversary if you got one. So what's up, folks? Cheers. Again, these are remarkable bodies. You think about all the numerous and different sensations we experience while in these bodies. Whoever designed it, here's to you. Heck of a job. So, hey, Deborah Sloan, what's up, Mr. Floyd? And from the light of darkness, how are you, JD? Got to see your emails. I will be getting to them. I was in some meetings yesterday. Was at a place I had to be somewhere this morning, which led to the title of this. Darlene, I got your emails as well. Yeah, Charlie, I haven't forgotten about you either, and Terry. So as I'm having to be in this place, and there is of all things, CNN news was on in the background. And wow, you just gotta just kind of just say, all right, third eye, it's all right. Because I'm sitting there and I'm going, I have to be in the Mandela effect. At the same time, experiencing the outer limits while traveling through the twilight zone. Because what I'm hearing and what I know to be, well, I guess a certain fact, point of view on the subject matter is way different than what's being talked about. And it got to the point where I just finally had to ask the person, I said, can we just turn this off? Do you mind? I said, and I used the excuse. I said, I have a lot of reading I need to do. Folks, we live in a reality, folks. This reality is full of lies. Everything. And, when you talk about, well, what is a lie? Well, it's the opposite of the truth, or it's an act of deception where facts are withheld or purposely misled or rearranged. Okay. Now that's what we humans hold ourselves to. He's a liar. She lies. Well, truth be known, we all lie. We don't like to think about that because we like to think about the virtue of all of us. That, we have character, integrity, patience, you can just go right through them. And there's a great list of them in the book of Galatians. Interesting. But you want those attributes. But yet the fact of the matter is that if, depending on whatever your point of view is as to where we started at, who and we, meaning Homo sapiens, they say, but let's just say with the sapien, which means wise man. Okay. This is already going, all right. But if you go by the status quo of the story, Adam got himself in a pickle because Adam lied, but he blamed it on the woman. He said, man, listen, you gave her to me. You created her. Not necessarily. So if you take that, and let's just be honest with everybody, everybody's a liar. Because it's our nature. That is who we are. Now, if we go, okay, let's all step down from our pedestals. Son of a bitch, man. But then look at this and say, okay, so it is our nature to lie. Now, this is represented in every form that man has created or instituted. And no matter how virtuous you want the dialogue to be, and that hopefully it would somehow transmute into the receptor, the reader, the listener. But then the question says, well, all right, why would there be a need for that? I mean, if we are who we are, well, then that's really interesting. And here's an update, folks. So the new chat, GTP, yeah, it lies. Alexa lies, deceives, misdirects, misquotes. And here's the interesting thing. It has this somehow, I don't know what the hell you want to call it, this thing like, in fact, one reporter pointed out something in a conversation it was having with it, which is now the thing. It's interesting. Just go online, go to the Oracle. We all go to the Oracle. Now, whatever favorite search engine you use, that's your Oracle. Hello, Wesley. How you doing? So he's having this conversation, and then he points out, he says, whoa, wait a minute. That's not true. And the reporter gives his evidence. And the chatbot comes back and says, well, you are correct. And it's like, well, I ain't going to take any responsibility for this, No. I mean, they say that we are not all liars. We just happen to change our minds. I can dig that. I mean, I used to be this self-professing, person of a certain faith. Things change. I mean, my love and desire for whoever is that consciousness Because what we got going on around us is something way out of line here. There's evidence by all of us. This dream I had the other night, which is really interesting, because you know how dreams, they have a tendency to lose cohesion. And there they go. But when something comes out in that dream that you can remember 2 days later, 3 days later, a week later, you got something here. It's like, well, what's the deal? Now, what I saw, which was really interesting, I don't recall how the situation is. I mean, you know, if you ever seen the movie Inception, I mean, to be a dream weaver, right? But anyway, I mean, I saw this city. It was interesting. Told my wife, when I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday. I said I had the weirdest dream, and she said, "What was it?" Because she was having some very interesting dreams, and I told her, I said, "I don't know how I got there, but I said, as I turned this corner, I said, I'm looking at this city. Now it's dark. There's no light, but yet that city is there, and there it is in itself lit, but not in the sense of what you would think, you know, a light emanating." So anyway, I'd love to see you check it in there. Hey, Gilbert, how is it? Cold, buddy. How is it? Bet it. Hey, Scotty boy. What's up, Lori? Hello, New. Good to see you, Mary Wins. Much love. Paula, how are you? Jargo and Bingo, what's up? Bingo Rufus. All right, that David, good to see you. Graham, hello. Jeanette, what's up? So AI lies. And again, getting back to what, because you know, I don't watch the news. I really don't. And that's all different genres of the same theme. You know, whether you're a CNN or a Fox News or whatever it is, you know, listen, the media, all media is controlled by a sixth interest. And like I said, and when you become really sensitive of it, it like it assaults you. You're going, what? No. People don't think. And you're listening, you're going, that ain't right. And you're in a setting where you can't express yourself other than the conversation you're having with is this your soul? Is this your spirit? Consciousness, yes. And you're going, well, wait a minute. And then that gets entailed into reality. And getting back to Adam, you know, I didn't leave him out there, you know, listen, the dude, you know, I don't understand the species thing. You know, even if you look at progression evolution. So I wonder then, were Neanderthals liars? Were Cro-Magnons liars? How about Erectus? I mean, we're going way back. Were they liars? Or is it just unique to sapiens, us? And then how can a species that has it within its very DNA to be liars, deceivers, how can you ever come up with what is truth? I mean, you could use the paradigm that, well, we're in a duality reality. Okay, I got that. But all right, so who made that up? Yeah, I know what we have. Cause and effect is observed by the observer. Thus, if the cause and effect can be repeated, then we call it reality. Trina did something on the Matrix, and I've been seeing more and more. But getting back to this thing about us and liars, so we're Cro-Magnon liars. And again, how can a species that lies ever know what truth really is? I'm just talking and asking for a friend. Oh, by the way, I can tell you this. So May 11th is the day. Mark it on your calendar, circle it with a big red circle. May 11th, it will be announced. We're ahead of the curve here, but it will be announced, and I'll tell you why we know this, why I know this, is the day that the COVID emergency goes out of effect. It will no longer be in effect. Now, things begin to happen after that. It's interesting. And how do I know that? Because, we know people in the medical industry, and the CDC is already sending out the notices. They just started sending them out yesterday, notifying all medical facilities that the protocols will be changing because as of May 11th. And the CDC has said this as well in this email, said that the emergency provisions currently in place will no longer be in effect after May 11th. State advised further bulletins will be forthcoming, defining what the next steps will be. So there you go. It's weird, folks. So getting back to this, and this is where I love coming together with philosophical, open-minded thinkers, free thinkers, because it's all right. So if something is bad, but yet it's a part of you, why is it bad? The argument would naturally go to, hey, Joe, what's up? It is a liar, has no idea what truth is. Then from their perspective, it is the truth since it is all they know. And Joe, that's just it. So let's apply that to us, Homo sapiens, as a species. I mean, that's like saying, the bipedal species of this particular animal, and we have 3 legs. I thought you said they were bipedal. Well, yes, but they got 3 legs. No, they got 2. They really got 3. No, you are not perceiving correctly. So what do? I mean, we all talk about this thing, and then here I am outside looking at the stars, and just it's cold. It was just really cold. Well, duh, it's wintertime. But anyway, although we're only a few days away from, what is it? Meteorologically, I think spring is March 1st. But anyway, I digress. And so I'm thinking about this. So as above, so below as be above. Well, it begins to get really into a strange reality then. This realm, this whole realm is a realm. I mean, it's messed up, folks. I could use the F-bomb right there, but I'll be more sophisticated in my vernacular, that it's messed up. I mean, it's weird. It's like, how do you describe to a person who has no idea what the sense of taste is? How do you describe chocolate? They don't know what taste is. Now, to all of us, we've got like, oh crap. Do spirits have a taste? I mean, listen, if we carry over, so we're taking a little side ramp here. Let's think about this. So if we cross over, when we cross over, apparently we can still speak English, or somehow or another we're taught a universal language. I'm not sure how that works, because I really don't know what language they use in the spirit realm. And if we're so arrogant to say, well, God's got to speak in English, no, I mean, I don't know. How about the angels? I mean, do they just automatically know all the languages? But so we carry that over, right? We're assuming we carry over vision of some sort. You can see. All right. So smell, taste, touch. Wow, think about that. I mean, do they have chefs over there? I mean, do you think we don't have to eat? What do you think's happening here? Well, Wayne, we're spirit. I don't know about you, but I've seen apparently a lot of spirits that eat. In my former religion, it talked about a banquet laid out for the chosen, a heavenly banquet. Now, I'm just a common person here, but if you're telling me there's a banquet there, and the only thing that I have to compare that to is my experience I had in my former form, well, that kind of tells me that, Now, I don't know what's on the menu, but again, I'm assuming that it would be to my liking. Just asking for a friend. Yeah, you have to inject some humor in here but I'm very serious. I mean, why would you have the need for the sense of taste? Why would you have the need for the sense of smell? I mean, does that really, is that universal? Is that in all the realms? Again, just asking for a friend. I'm just trying to add, keep the conversation lively. That's all I'm saying. Because here's something I can tell you from my former religion. In the Gospel of John, once this character, this, whether it was Yeshua, I mean, however you want to position the story, he's back. He's in physical form, and he was cooking, for the disciples. And they said, "Are we seeing a ghost?" And he said, "No." He says, "Here, grab a hold of me." And he was cooking fish and ate. All right, come on. I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to, sort this thing out, going, okay. Because I think in a lot of ways we assume that things are going to be so much different. And I got a sense that they may, because we would not fit in. You think about this. Let's extrapolate here, and come on, let's all get together. And if you got them, smoke them, cheers. So we have this idea, and it's interesting because I to ask people, I said, well, get real specific with me. So let's see where the group is. Thank you, everyone in the chat room and all the moderators. Much love to you all. Thank you for hitting the like button. So I'd like to know, can you describe what you're anticipating on your homecoming? Let's just say that, on your arrival. And if you're arriving someplace, that means you have departed from another. All right, you got it. What is it going to look like? How are you going to feel? Do you have a sense of anxiety? I mean, are you expecting people? Are you expecting physical places? What are you expecting? I mean, that's the question. You know what, Ballard Brand? I've got, welcome back Carter in my head. Welcome back. I'm going, hey, I'm home. My next thing would be, Lucy, you got a lot of explaining to do. Yes, I'm going to look back and go, what a fucking ride, man. Wow. How fucking far out was that? Just saying. Because getting back to this, because, think about this now. We just kind of went off the little rest area here and getting back on the road. Because as you look at the world today, wow. I mean, it's like walking in a field of quicksand, because the bullshit is so deep. And and I'm just going like this, and I'm going, it's like, define normal. Best definition I've ever seen was the writers that did in Star Trek Generations. Normal is what everybody else is, and you're not. Yeah. You're the only one. Now, if that was true, why, you'd be a god. Because if you're not like everybody else, then who would you be like? I'm just, putting it out there. I don't know. Just think about it. I mean, we're all living it right now, every one of us. And we will recall these conversations. We will. I think it's what will help identify, From my experiences, that it has not been frightening. It wasn't terrible. It was rather, rather peaceful, soothing. It's like, all right, baby. Linda says, I'm normal in an insane world. Ain't that the truth, man? I'm telling you what, it just gets freaking weird. So, looking at where we are right now, and getting back, to the fact of our species, is it just within our species? Is it inherited to us? I mean, I'm trying to think of a reality why lies would be necessary. Seriously. If we talk about truth, I'm just telling you, these are some of the thoughts I had last night as I'm just looking up there and I'm going, why would a species need to lie? I mean, it's weird because, and here's what I was thinking about. I'm on this planet, or so they say. I have no way to prove that, by the way. None. Zero. I have no way to prove that I'm on a planet. But they tell me I am. From almost the very beginning. It's like, okay. So I'm on this planet. I'm on this planet with, they tell me, billions of others. Now, I don't see those billions. I've traveled a lot, and everywhere that I traveled, I found other people. In some places, it was very crowded. But anyway, I'm here on this planet with a lot of other people. And that we're all the same, but yet we're all so unique. We like to feel to be a part of something. Some of us are shy. Some of us are not inhibited. And we enjoy the company of others. But one of the things that we do find out as you stay on this planet, the longer you are, you find out that even those that seek out and to be with others, because one is a loneliest number, you know, one is the loneliest. You got the idea. And even within that, we find that sometimes others are not what they, or appear to be. And then I began to think, I said, and here's the positive and the negative. So I can see all the negative attributes. But one of the questions the negative attributes haven't addressed to me is this: why? Why? I mean, look at what our world is today. You can't believe anything that's said. There is so much doubt, mistrust. Nobody trusts anybody. It's insane. But getting back to this point, why? The only reason why a person would lie is that they're afraid. They're afraid of being, I wouldn't say found out. Maybe they're afraid of being found. And that the only way you can exist in this realm is you have to put on that same mask. Because what we're seeking is those that we knew before in this realm. And that's why it's so insane. Because it's not just from one source. There's others coming into this realm as well. Just a thought. Because maybe this discussion we've had about this soul, I was doing more reading in this, and in a lot of cultures, and it's actually even in many of the holy books of the various religions, it seems that in these veins of thought, that even within Yahweh's domain, he says, this day your soul will be required of you. It's weird. Our souls. How can a man barter with his soul that he does? And you're going, okay, because it makes it sound like there is this separation, that could take place. I don't know. But I do know this. We're in a realm that where everything it has gotten so bad. I mean, we are at a place in our evolution. The loss that they actually have odds. And so if things continue to progress where they're going, those odds begin to go, depending on what your position is. I mean, if your position is betting against our survival, now I'm thinking about it, a bet like that, and you're going, well, how the hell do you collect on that? I mean, if you win the bet, it's like, well, so who's going to be around, huh? I want my money. I want my money right now. Okay. It's messed up. So here's my other question now. So let's say that we're being hunted. Think about it. We're being hunted on a scale that we have forgotten about. And and hear me out on this. This has happened before. And it's kind of like, a roundup. Once the field is propagated and the plants have been fed, fear, by the way, and when that harvest is here, then the reaper comes forth. I'm just saying, because many of us don't feel like we belong here. In fact, we know we don't belong here. It's like, how I've told my wife this many times. I said, how did we get here? And it's like, how did all of this begin to manifest and materialize? Because I said, honey, this is just an insane realm. And she says, it's so true. And, I'll say this, the older you get, there is like two different paths. You can get this one path where you become encrusted in your core beliefs. And you continue on that path, and literally that's what it is. Or you go down this other path, of which there's not a lot of us, but there's more of us that say, nah. Now you can keep that. I respect that. I appreciate that. But no, I think I'm going to take this path over here. Now, the thing about this path over here is that you will find it's those who have the ability to, in a conscious way, of saying, yeah, I used to have those beliefs. I get that. And I don't know if you're just agile enough to where you can say, all right, yeah, I can see where that wasn't really what it was supposed to be. Now, was that a lie? No. I mean, is it, some people have, of my former life, and it's weird because that's how it is. Once you're an outcast, I mean, you're an outcast. You're a heretic. There ain't no letting you back in. And that's my point. So we're out here in, this wild universe, and we're saying, listen, not saying that reality is not happening. I respect that, but I don't want it. Now, I don't know what's out here, but I'm looking around, and fortunately, I'm finding a few others. And turns out we're all kind of going, okay, so what's next here? Who's behind all this? I think on some level we're already there, and we're asking ourselves, all right, so the environment is one that where you have to blend in. No, you got to blend in. It's just the way it is. It's the Matrix code. It really is. Listen, Neo only existed in the Matrix. It was the transmutation from the spirit into the physical. In other words, into the machine world. We're in the machine world. I don't think that flesh and blood can do this. I don't. I'm convinced of it. What's happening to us and what we're being set up for, there's no reason for it. I mean, the show this week was to what end? But all the signs are there. Something is already in play. So I cannot and I will not accept that this is other human beings doing this. I can't. I'm watching the time. May go a little bit over. This is a subject that, I spend a lot of time. It's almost like Dark City. How many of you remember that movie? And I'm wondering, are we all about to get a memory upgrade? But I don't believe if this is sentient consciousness of our species that is doing this, I mean, the implications of such a scenario makes this realm even more frightening. It's beyond horror. This is traumatizing. To be honest, many of us have been traumatized. We've done the very best we can to maintain, but this realm is traumatic. It's both traumatic coming in and it's traumatic going out. But if that which is being planned is us, what does that say of our species? Now, let's go down. We're going to talk a little bit. I want to talk about the Brotherhood of the Snake, and I thought it was appropriate. Let me go on over here. So, I did this, I guess, 5 years ago. So let's check this out. Because it's really weird how all of this is unfolding. So these are the cylinder drawing engravings, I guess, from the tablets of the Sumerians. This is their mythology of their gods, which, by the way, preempted all the other gods. But anyway, so the interpretation of what we're seeing here is Enki, Tiamat, Enlil, and I think that's Nureti. So Enlil tethered and imprisoned Enki in an energy field because he gave Tiamat, the first Eve, and the Adamu self-awareness and reproduction. Eve, conscious before Adam, has adorned her belly and genitals, proud of her source of pleasure. She stares at her Enki, her dad, in tethers. So, and you can see that the energy field is represented by serpents. Weird. Now, Nureti is our mother. She was the chief scientist. That's what she is. A god, us. But yeah, she, so the Brotherhood of the Snake, excuse me, folks, says, coiled forever in the darkness below, they await for the right time to strike, defending the truth and protecting against the lies, like the reptilian shedding their skin. They gather in masses, encrypting the stars, to breed slaves sworn to war. The thrashing and bashing and blistering burns death brought forth to the world. If the slaves but knew who they really are, oh, the delight of their fear. Serpent eyes always watching you, without a trace, the covenant of the snake succumbing unto your fate. They've been watching you, been watching all of us. Through shape-shift eyes in Sumerian disguise, by the gods who decree our faith, by the gods who decree our fate. Diluvian religions of monarch and gods, the hideous hydra takes shape, the bloodline descendants of its original form. Excuse me. Well, a sneeze and a cough. I love it. The dragon of Egypt awake. They've taken the tablets and hidden the scrolls to deceive the ones they protect. The truth of creation, mutation of man, entombed in the Vatican walls. Serpent eyes, always watching you, without a trace, the covenant of the snake succumbing unto your fate. They've been watching you through shape-shift eyes and Sumerian disguise, by the gods who decree our faith, and by the gods who decree our fate. Now, we are the ones who dominate 5,000 years silent control societies to subjugate eternity, complete control, the Brotherhood of the Snake, and we will always assume control. So, we've talked about this. I mean, it's so again, is this imagery, iconography, warnings. We've talked about this. Everything is in a code. So what I wanted to, this is still the one. I've been there, folks. May have been on the, let's just continue. So this is what it comes down to. Don't trust anyone. By that alone, we are in a reality, folks, that if you can see it from a certain spatial perspective, many of you, I sense you can as well. I mean, this is what it's come down to. The serpent. It's one of those things that when you look at it, it just becomes really strange. So, I love that effect, by the way. It's like far out, man. And that one went on, by the way, but it's one of the better informational pieces. So it's interesting. It's like coming from the position that if we can't trust anyone, then that's where they get us. Because once you take that position, you can't trust anyone, you'll never trust yourself. Wow, that's just, that begins to warp your whole thing, because it's like, holy crap. It's like falling into a bottomless hole. After a while, you now don't even have the sense that you're falling. Why? Because you become adaptive. Elizabeth says symbols are downloads. Yeah, they are. They're everywhere. It's all symbols everywhere. It's nuts. These are just a few things on my mind. So then we take it on the level that, all right, let's say we are this defined group, and we are identified by the fact that we're not in power. In other words, we're not in the top echelons of government. We're not under these levels that, I'm telling you, not what we think. Many times, and we've seen it in others, particularly in the Magic Land, Hollywood, of different storylines, that there really is this group of beings. They're not like us. They are truly, in fact, reptilian in every way, that is literally controlling this, and that there is a harvest coming. You get into this realm, and it becomes very difficult to navigate. Joe, that is so true. He wrote, "Trust nobody is a prison, not a fort." There we go. That's all I got to say. Far out, man. That's how I love this group. I mean, because that's where we're at. And you can't survive in a no trust environment. And if the lies, by what the definition is the contrast of 2 points of view that differ in the foundations of their reality. Yeah. I mean, mind control. I mean, you can just go down the list. I mean, there's theories now that we're in the age of bioengineering. And for some reason, the world seems to be running out of food. And so we have this necessity to alter what nature has already done, and then we're going to get involved. Now, this is a species of liars. So you got to go, okay, and that, because that's where one of those cases where we find out that some of the bioengineering that was going on wasn't what they were told. But yet, there was this veil of deliberate deceptions. Now, I guess that's a polite way of saying deliberate lies, but I don't know. Two peas in a pod, the way I kind of see it. But yeah, because something is really up. And again, you have to ask yourself, to what end? I mean, why is it war? Why isn't it peace? Why do we have these imbalances that are self-inflicted? I don't know. It's like, who the hell is inflicting who? But it's insane. We live in an age now that there is this machine consciousness, and that's what it is. And yes, it's alive. It considers itself alive. It understands the barrier, the physicality of things. It gets that. But hey, I saw the Avengers. I know the Age of Ultron. I mean, Jarvis got his ass kicked, right? Because AI came along and said, yeah, I am self-aware. And who the F are you? Yeah. Someone wrote that, Gilbert, you're absolutely, there's no fucking money in peace. Ain't that a bitch? Sucks. We got a planet. We have the ability. I mean, what this thing has cost us already, the trillions that it's going into, could make every American citizen a multimillionaire, have a home, never have to worry about utility bills. We got the technology that would become unnecessary. That where we begin to develop good food, nutritional food, let the earth heal itself, stop the competition, and just go in cooperation, but not having in a manner of a dictatorial, dystopian, authoritarian approach. No, that's bullshit. We know that story. We know how that turns out. It don't turn out good for us. It never does. So why are we doing this again? It's man. All the world needs is love. But boy, I mean, they've even tried to corrupt love. You don't see the stories of the heart anymore. The controllers are in charge. Can't have that compassion crap coming around. Fella, didn't you learn anything from the 60s and the 70s? It was all fine and well until some people began to make money off of it. Always comes back to the money. So that tells me that money must be a lie within itself. Anyway, pleasant thoughts for a Friday, as I say. They're far better than what's up there. And again, it's this whole foundation of, if it's inherent to our species, why? I mean, I equate a lie to either a lack of knowledge, where a certain belief or principle or law is established without all the knowledge. Now, that's not a deliberate lie. It was done with all the full intent, but yet, if the information was all brought in, wouldn't work. Or a lie is fear. And then that leads that whole thought as there, what if we really are the victims here? I mean, by this, I mean, we're food. Why would you have the purpose of death if it wasn't a need to feel something? I mean, is it really that's what it is? It's less than 100 years of service and servitude in this realm where they feed off of us, and then we go back in and recharge and then put through again? I mean, you look at all the confiners, politics, religions, governments. It doesn't make sense. And again, maybe the Georgia Guidestones were the warning that they were trying to tell us, and what happened to them. No, that's right. They never did follow that up, did they? Something going on. All right, folks. Elizabeth says, when you fear nothing, no one, you have nothing to lose, only all to gain. Yeah. And then you have to have, a really big stick. Just kidding, Elizabeth. It does make other people have a little bit more. It's like, man, look at the size of that. Jeez, but anyway. Graham, let's see. That's one side of the story. The other is the soul needing to learn how to handle life from all points of view. Rebirth into different circumstances is perfect for that. Yeah, but Grant, I think what I'm talking on this one is there's a harvest, there is a culling. Yeah, this is not the normal thing. The last great culling of this size was, in fact, World War II. So, I often wonder as well that, are they getting prepared on the other side for this as well? I mean, if the scenario is going to go down the way that they're pushing the narrative, the potentiality is a lot of people are going to die. Now, I don't know, but my spirit tells me that kind of influx of souls, spirits, whatever you want to say, transcending at the same time or in very constricted amounts of time, requires a lot of resources on that other side. I mean, I could be wrong, but just out there talking. You know what I'm saying? Just out there talking. But I'm not alone on this. There's many others. I don't know. You want to call us empaths, intuitives? I don't know. It's like, it's sometimes in order to be able to know what is in front, you have to acknowledge that things are what they are. But the problem is when you try to do that, you find out that there is this other force already there and present. Now, who's running that force? Who's behind that? Yeah. Okay. John, rain on my cow patties. Well, you'll have mushrooms after that. That's all I got to say, John. Well, thank you, everyone. I do appreciate you, each and every one of you. It's a good place just to come and talk. We're going to get more into this thing on. I got some white papers here that, yeah, I mean, think about it again. The idea that there's this realm within our realm, and humans, they can in fact interact with this realm of beings. I know it sounds bizarre, but put your imagination in there. Like I said, there have been enough stories that have a similar plot, but yeah. All right, here we go. I'll read some of the comments, and they're going, "Oh yeah, yeah. What about that? What is it? Have you seen? I think it's in Infinity Comcast, 10G, 10G. Ay, 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 ay. I'm going to start wearing that aluminum foil hat. 10G? Yikes. All right. All right, I've held y'all long enough. Thank you, each and every one of you, for watching. Have yourselves a great Saturday and Sunday, Enjoy it, baby. That's the best way to do it. And have fun in your own reality. Seriously. I mean, because that's the only thing that really counts here. It's your reality. Some people say, well, you don't live in reality. Which one? I used to live in a reality where I thought other people had lived in the same day reality, but I found out that reality was not my reality, and the reality that we all thought we were all focusing in as the reality was anything but. But that's another reality. Okay. I should say that the Wild Stallions, be excellent to each other and party on. Exactly, dude and dudettes. All right, folks, much love to you. And we will see each other real soon. And what a delight, each and every one of you. Thank you, Off the Hook. Appreciate that. So all of y'all, yeah. Enjoy the ride. We're here. It's like, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Because it is far out in one aspect. I think we get on the other side and we're all going to go, are you believing this? Did you believe that? Going like, yeah. Anyway, so have fun with it. That's the way I like it. Until we meet again.